A far-left bishop has disgraced herself on day one of the Trump presidency by using her sermon to lecture Donald Trump and his family on the treatment of LGBTQIA+ children and illegal immigrants during a church service in Washington, D.C.
Let me make one final plea, Mr. President. Millions have put their trust in you. And as you told the nation yesterday, you have felt the providential hand of a loving God. In the name of our God, I ask you to have mercy upon the people in our country who are scared now. There are gay, lesbian, and transgender children in Democratic, Republican, and independent families. Some who fear for their lives. And the people who pick our crops and clean our office buildings, who labor in poultry farms and meat packing plants, who wash the dishes after we eat in restaurants and work the night shifts in hospitals, they may not be citizens or have the proper documentation, but the vast majority of immigrants are not criminals. They pay taxes and are good neighbors. They are faithful members of our churches and mosques, synagogues, wadara, and temples. I ask you to have mercy, Mr. President, on those in our communities whose children fear that their parents will be taken away, and that you help those who are fleeing war zones and persecution in their own lands to find compassion and welcome here. Our God teaches us that we are to be merciful to the stranger, for we were all once strangers in this land.
Bishop Marianne Edgar Buddy of the Episcopal Diocese of Washington was slammed online for her tone-deaf sermon. Commentator Charlie Kirk said, "She was given a great honor today, a chance to unify America around a Christian message at the dawn of a new administration. Instead, she disgraced herself with a lecture you'd hear on CNN or an episode of The View. What an embarrassment." This commentator agreed, saying, "As a Catholic and legal immigrant, it's outrageous that some woke bishop would lecture President Trump about deporting illegals. It's an insult to all of us who came to this country the right way. If you don't have borders, then you don't have a country." The lecture left everyone on Team Trump visibly uncomfortable, particularly Vice President J.D. Vance, who looked to his wife in disgust of what was being said.
There are gay, lesbian, and transgender children in Democratic, Republican, and independent families. Some who fear for their lives.
Bishop Marianne Edgar Buddy has a strong history of woke lectures and anti-Trump activism.
They're angry at the president. So what is your message to President Trump today?
Well, I've given up speaking to President Trump. We need to replace President Trump. We need leadership that will lead us in the ways that this country deserves.
Thank you.
Thank you.
This begs the question, why this particular bishop was chosen to lead the service when she is clearly at such odds with the new administration. This commentator said, "Who thought it was a good idea to have this lunatic give a sermon to Trump?" Donald Trump retained composure when asked about the service, simply saying he didn't think it was a good service.
Mr. President, what did you think of the sermon? What did you think of the sermon? What did you think of the sermon?
What did you think? Did you like it? Did you find it exciting? Not too exciting, was it? I didn't think it was a good service, no. Thank you very much.
Thank you, press. Thank you, press.
They can do much better.
This commentator went further, saying, "He's being nice. It was disgraceful. She embarrassed herself." The bizarre sermon came after Donald Trump spent his first day as president getting down to business, executing a number of executive orders, many of which combat the woke mind virus that has taken over the world in recent times.
This week,
I will also end the government policy of trying to socially engineer race and gender into every aspect of public and private life. We will forge a society that is colorblind and merit-based. As of today, it will henceforth be the official policy of the United States government that there are only two genders, male and female.
This led to many progressives breaking down, like this group in San Francisco who had a communal scream to let out their frustration over the Trump inauguration.